Officer Jake Thompson had been patrolling the streets of suburban Springfield for years. He'd seen it all, or so he thought. A veteran officer known for his quick judgments and icy demeanor, Thompson had a record of pulling over drivers who didn't look like they belonged. And tonight, his instincts kicked in as a sleek black SUV glided past him. Behind the wheel was a black woman. She wore sunglasses even though it was past midnight. "What's she doing driving around here at this hour?" Thompson muttered to himself, his biases rising to the surface, flicked on his sirens and pulled her over without a second thought. Inside the SUV, Special Agent Maya Bennett sighed, hands gripping the steering wheel. She had been deep in thought, running over the details of her latest case, a high-profile investigation into a local extremist group. As an FBI agent, she was trained to deal with dangerous criminals, navigate tense standoffs, and disarm threats. But this, getting pulled over by a local cop for no apparent reason, this was an annoyance she knew all too well. Thompson swaggered up to the car, his hand resting on the butt of his gun, his flashlight aimed squarely in her face. "License and registration," bark. Maya, calm as ever, handed over her credentials, watching him with a steady gaze. Thompson glanced at the documents. "FBI?" He chuckled, a sneer curling his lips. "I've seen fake badges before. Step out of the vehicle." Maya blinked, processing the absurdity of the situation. Did this guy just accuse her, an FBI agent, carrying a fake badge? She remained composed, unbuckling her seatbelt and stepping out of the car. "Officer, I don't think you understand." "I said step away from the car." Thompson cut her off, voice rising. His heart raced, but not with fear. Rather, with the thrill of control. He was used to people, especially those who looked like Maya, following orders without question. But Maya wasn't just anyone. "Do you have any idea who I am?" she asked, her tone low and firm. Her eyes locked onto his, sharp with authority, but she remained outwardly calm. Thompson scoffed. "Yeah, I know who you are. Another one of those thinking they can walk all over the law. You think that badge makes you untouchable?" He stepped closer, trying to tower over her. But Maya didn't back down. "Officer Thompson," she said, reading his nameplate. "I'm Special Agent Maya Bennett, working a classified case with the FBI. You are impeding a federal investigation." Thompson wasn't listening. His mind was made up the moment he saw her. "Turn around, hands behind your back. I'll figure out what your real story is back at the station." A tight knot of anger twisted in Maya's stomach, but she remained controlled. She turned slowly, as he demanded, but the moment Thompson reached for his cuffs, she spun back around, lightning quick, her hand snatching his wrist. "Enough," she snapped, twisting his arm behind his back in a single fluid motion. Thompson gasped, pain and shock freezing him in place. In seconds, he was the one with his face pressed against her SUV. "You have no idea what you've just done," Maya hissed in his ear. She released him, letting him stumble backward, wide-eyed and bewildered. "I could arrest you for obstruction, but I'm going to let you walk away from this. For now." Thompson's mouth opened, but no sound came out. His heart pounded in his chest as the weight of the situation began to sink in. This wasn't some ordinary traffic stop. This woman had outclassed him in every possible way, and now she was staring at him with the kind of look that made his blood run cold. "I'll be reporting this," Maya continued. "And when I do, your department is going to be answering a lot of questions." Suddenly, Thompson's radio crackled to life. "All units, we have a possible terrorist threat at the North Bridge. SWAT is en route. Any available units respond immediately." Maya's eyes snapped toward Thompson's radio, the weight of the broadcast hitting her instant. She knew the North Bridge was crucial to her investigation. Thompson fumbled to recover. I'll take that call," stumbled backward, running toward his car. Maya was faster. She was already back in her SUV before he could blink. "You've done enough tonight?" she said sharply through her window as she sped off, leaving him standing there, humiliated and shaken. Later that night, Thompson returned to the station, still reeling from the encounter. His superior, Captain Harris, was waiting for him. "Thompson, we need to talk," he gulped. "Captain, save it," Harris said coldly. "We just got off the phone with the FBI. You have any idea who you pulled over tonight?" Thompson stared, his face pale. He had heard rumors about the federal investigation in town, but he never connected the dots. Never imagined the woman he harassed could be leading it. "You're suspended, pending an investigation," Harris said, his voice dripping with disappointment. "Pack your things." As Thompson walked toward his desk, the weight of his actions crushed him. He had underestimated her, blinded by his own prejudices. Maya Bennett wasn't just a federal agent. She was a force, one that had left his career hanging by a thread. Back in her office, Maya filed her report, a slight smile tugging at her lips. Justice had a funny way of working itself out, even when the person on the wrong side of the law was wearing a badge. This story underscores the critical importance of treating every individual with fairness and equality. Prejudice and bias can cloud judgment and lead to unjust actions, as seen with Officer Thompson. Regardless of a person's background or appearance, everyone deserves to be treated with respect and impartiality. It is a reminder that true justice is built on fairness and equality for